Naomi, day 3. When trauma bonding becomes comfortable. Our devotion for today is unhealthy attachments. Trauma bonding builds bars inside the immune system, and the only immunosuppressant that seems to work is more trauma. But Christ's reversion takes every portion of rejection and provides protection. He's ready to make all of your wrongs right. I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. Luke 10:19. Naomi had held on to so many men whose living hell life experiences mixed in with hers. Her best connections were having sex, never making love. This wasn't comfortable to the painful child that had suffered from an eroded cortex. She was turned on by trauma, but didn't see it. She had acquired a taste for men who had been interrogated one way or another. And this was surely the case with her husband, Nick. But something was happening divinely. On one particular hollow night, as she sat alone on her bedroom floor, kids crying, pregnant again, she finally said what she had never said out loud. I don't know what real love feels like. And that terrified her. A flash. She could see her body had been trained to confuse arousal with threat. Desire always met up with destruction. Closeness meant captivity. Her brain had been disciplined by trauma. She needed to leverage. Have you ever experienced Christ without expecting him? Naomi was at a crossroad. She was conflicted and wanted to better her destiny. But she had to become comfortable in detriment. She knew Jesus as a child, but often questioned if he knew her. She pulled out her childhood Bible and went through a maze to find biblical contradictions and divine disputes. She reminisced while tracing the inscription of her name, Naomi Rachel Kennedy, slowly, chuckling through tears that smeared the scribbles of cursive manuscript from her 10-year-old self. She wasn't interested in rededicating her life to Christ. She didn't trust the religion that failed her. But religion can't take the place of relationship, is what she needed to know. A soul living without Christ is like living without oxygen. It won't survive. Naomi said in her stinging nostalgia, numbness became her companion. She loved her husband more than she loved God. She worshiped crystals instead of Christ. She praised incense and sage, but revelation crept up on her. She got a glimpse of her reality. She was mastering motherhood while being mocked in her marriage. Unlike her childhood, she had control to leave, but her control to stay overrode that. Every piece of peace Naomi worked so hard for was gone. But the faithfulness of God still hovered over her. And he shared a dose of discernment. Meditation became her moment. And while working on her healing, she found out her husband had been working on her heart. He pulled strings out of her aorta that she didn't even know existed. Something shattered, not just in her marriage, but in the illusion of faithfulness that had never been faithful to her. Deception harassed her. And just like anything else, it echoed her emptiness. The enemy will find a way to become a substance. Naomi fought to keep custody of her trauma. She refused to release. Her painful reflections took jurisdiction, yet and still, Christ still kept his guardianship with her. In every breakthrough, Naomi broke away from the will of God. And again, another poison crossed her path. Her husband had the best kept secret. He wasn't just a businessman, he was the man, a kingpin dealing massive drugs. He had another name on the street. Knuckles is what they called him. He had another family in another city. another business operation, and another baby on the way with another woman. Naomi, covered in grief, sobbing. Marcos was his name, Nick's best friend. Saw her. He appeared and waited in quiet sorrow. Her husband gave Marcos instructions to watch over her and the kids before he left. And in his absence, there was the presence of another man who listened while confirming every second of her husband's secrets. He carried each ounce of her tears into the oil of his skin. It mixed very well. He was there when he wasn't. And in her pain, contemplation became comfortable. What was empty became intimate. What felt like rejection became her release. And they became one, not in Christ, but in crisis. I would like to invite you to day 3's reflection about reopening wounds. Consider writing the first 5 words that come to your mind about wounds that you've allowed to carry you. Don't edit yourself. This is the time to be true to yourself. Be you. No condemnation. Be clear. Have clarity about you. This is time to empty. Thank you.